Welcome back to Keystone Hobbies. If you like our content, feel free to help support us over on patreon.com/Keystone Hobbies. Discord link will be in the description if John remembers. Thanks, Nate, for being a patron.
Yay, Nate! I'm John.
I'm Greg.
I'm Tyler, for the most part.
Look at Taylor over there booking it. Where you going, fast boy?
I'm just trying to go home.
Get pulled over for the fans.
Oh, that's cool. What if we got to see a police shooting?
Oh,
Yeah, like just driving through the port, and all of a sudden it just goes on in the background.
Yeah.
I'm the only video evidence.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Oh,
Hey, we might start trending if we can get that.
Yeah, right?
yeah.
Hey, we got some good
World
stuff
star.
coming up on the show today. We got some Am I the Asshole per a Patreon request. I'll let you guess who that was
Okay.
from. And we have some upcoming games to talk about as well. But what's everybody been up to this week?
this week.
Yeah, how's your week, man?
Oh man, I'm just trying to think. Most recently, Kayla and I got to go down to our local store and play Commander with everyone that's down there. Ooh, I'm shaky. But
Those
we went
PA
down there,
roads.
and she's only played one other time down there, and it wasn't the best experience for her. So I played with her this time, like in the same area. I never actually got to
Tournament,
play
yeah.
with her, but her and I took first and second, and got to see some salty nerds, and it was pretty good.
That's pretty fucking great. Now, were they extra salty that a girl won, or just in general, just the salty players being salty?
You know what? They're already salty to begin with, and then it's possible that they also didn't like the fact that some girl that acts, she doesn't act like she just started, but like you can tell. So maybe they're like, oh, this is dumb. No one's doing anything to her, or whatever excuse they want to come up with.
Yeah.
But yeah, she did really well. I was happy for her. And then at the end, they like looked at me and they said, "Hey, you and Kayla tied." I'm like, "Nah, we didn't.
No,
She won."
she got
Oh.
it. She got it.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. That's
They
awesome.
have a goofy. Yeah, they have like a goofy point system, and like if you had like my pods had more players, so I guess I got more points that way. So I was like, no. Yeah. But no, it was a good time. I was happy for her.
Awesome.
So that was pretty
awesome.
much my only thing. How about you, Tyler?
Nothing. It's
Nothing.
the same old for me this week.
Very well. Yeah. Well, we
Working
had
out and eating chicken.
Yeah.
eating that nice and white, pristine porcelain white chicken breast.
Mm.
Chicken, rice, and broccoli for the win.
Not a lick of flavoring on there.
It ruins the nutrition.
Yeah. Takes away from it.
I mean, I did have a pretty big cheat meal yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was sweet. I was paint me surprised. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Good.
Yeah.
That's the way surprises are supposed to work.
Yeah. Greg invited Laura and I over, and so we're like, oh, we'll just hang out on a Saturday. It'll be low key. D&D got canceled, so it's like, we'll do this then. That sounds great. And it turned out that they were throwing a surprise 10th anniversary party for Laura and I. So that was really cool to come to, and all the guys here were there, and we had your brother Tyler showed up a little bit later. Yeah, it was a good time, and then all the wives came as well. All the women.
The women.
They gave them a break. They let them come with.
Yeah, that was very nice. Very nice. Yeah, it was a good time, and had some pizza. We played Kendama for probably like a solid hour in the kitchen. Every one
was
of us.
It's infectious.
For a while.
Dude, it was so bad. Like, it got to the point, I'm looking around, and like, there's everyone in the kitchen just playing with these goddamn things in a circle.
Tiffany almost
Just a bunch
took
of
me out
clacking.
like 3 times.
Yes.
Where she was trying to do that trick where you put the end of the kendama on top of the ball, and she's trying to keep the balance, and she would just like run towards me, and I'd have to like dodge out of the way, and I mean, I'm not the most graceful person, but I was able to stay out of her way, thankfully. Otherwise, I'd been bowled over.
Well, the one time the ball came hurling at your head,
Oh,
and if it wasn't
yeah!
for the string, you would have had a black eye.
I would have had a bad time because I forget what I did, but Tiffany was like, yeah, and she like pushed her kendama towards me, and the ball part comes flying forward, and she pulls it back. It was close enough, but yeah, the string came in clutch apparently. But no, it was a lot of fun. It was a good time yesterday hanging out. Is everybody up to date on She-Hulk?
Nope.
Yep.
I only watched the first. Did I even watch the second episode? I think you turned me off of it after you said that you were falling asleep. And I wasn't impressed with the first one. I wasn't into it. It's more. It's not a superhero movie as much as it is a She-Hulk
It's like a sitcom.
movie. It's a She-Hulk show about her and her life.
Yep.
Huh?
Yep. It's a lot like just a sitcom. Like it
Yeah,
doesn't have the laugh
not what
tracks,
I'm looking for.
but yeah, it doesn't have the laugh tracks, but definitely sitcom-esque. Last episode was completely pointless.
Pointless.
It was pointless. It didn't have to exist. Like they're like, hey, here's Daredevil's mask at the end of last episode. And this episode, they're like, they don't even bring him up. I wait for a post-credit scene to see if there's anything there. They didn't even fucking bother with that. That's how done with this show they are, that they can't even record post-episode shit anymore. It was like 20 minutes done. They're going for the minimum. I mean, some of you might think 20 minutes is a long time, but, you know.
It feels like a long time. It's a long time for me, depending on the circumstance.
It depends on context.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much. Yeah.
Fair enough. But, yeah, I haven't hated it enough to not watch it. But I think in some ways I'm spite watching it at this point. I don't know. I could have done the fall asleep last episode. That would have been a better use of my time. Greg, did you like it?
So if you got,
I enjoyed it. I like it so far.
The one person.
I'm not
Are
going to
you
yuck
mean-
your yum, but Greg, what's your favorite part about this show?
I don't know. It's a different change of pace. It's nice. It's refreshing.
you could watch something else that isn't She-Hulk and get a change of pace.
No. It's like watching a show that's not Marvel. What's the point?
Oh, that's cringe. It doesn't lead up to a massive battle at some point, so
Yeah,
it just
bullshit.
feels like a waste of time watching one of these isolated stories.
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't watch Ant-Man. I still can watch Avengers. Not a big deal. I can watch Endgame without watching Ant-Man.
Well,
Yeah, but you wouldn't know about that one thing that everybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, I wouldn't know about that one thing. You're right.
Yep, get wrecked.
womp womp.
I mean, you could not watch the first one, and the first Ant-Man doesn't mean anything. The second one's important though.
Didn't watch it. Still didn't mind the movie Endgame. Someone else will tell me. Like, you guys will tell me
You know what?
what happened.
You said I still didn't mind the movie Endgame, which
Yeah, it
leads
was
me
okay.
to believe you're like, oh yeah, that was such a subtle jab at Endgame. Like, yeah, I didn't mind that movie. It was fine. Maybe if you watched like half of the movies, you'd like it more.
Maybe I didn't watch the whole thing because, like, I hear people cry at the end of this movie. I'm gonna watch the whole thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, all you gain from watching an extra 40 hours of movie is the ability to cry at the end of Endgame. Bad trade.
If a movie requires me to watch a bunch of other movies before it, it must not be that good. Hot take.
Hot take.
It's world building.
That makes no sense.
How's it? Okay, you better elaborate on that one. How does that not make sense?
Ooh,
A movie can't
Greg's
stand
gonna
by
have to
itself
debate
must
here.
not be good.
Because look at Scary Movie for starters.
Wait, scary
just
movie?
because there's multiple movies in succession doesn't mean that the plot carries over to each of them.
Ooh,
Right. You're right. Each movie stands by itself.
You know what? No, that's not the case. Each movie does not stand by itself because you need to understand what a horror movie. Your mic isn't picking you up. You're in bad signal range. I can make all the arguments at this point. Get wrecked, nerd. No,
So
but
you're
you
saying,
have to see all these other scary movies to really understand or like care that much about scary movie.
I don't think I had to watch The Grudge to think that fighting the Grudge coming out of a TV is funny.
It what you're fighting a child that has
Yeah, like
teleporting
I think
powers?
a scary looking thing popping out of the TV and start fighting it instead of being scared of it is funny. I don't think you have to watch 8 Mile
But
to know that.
it's made
a bunch of
better.
stuff.
It's made better if you see the scary movies though. So it doesn't necessarily at its peak stand on its own.
I don't even think you have to watch the movie. I think you just have to know the movie exists.
You know what? I'll give it to you. Greg,
Yeah, for once.
Greg, do you have an argument here?
Nope.
All right. Well, hey, since we're all being a little argumentative, Greg, did you have anything to talk about for your week? What'd you do, buddy?
My week. Man, I did stuff and I did things.
Nice stuff and things.
None of which is good enough to talk about here.
Yep, just some Dead by Daylight. I've been playing with Wesker as the killer, the mastermind, and it is so much fun just running around and grabbing people by the neck, chucking them across the map. It feels
Slapping
so
them into
good.
walls.
Oh, you feel so powerful. You just grab people and chuck them into a tree. Oh, it's so good.
Do you want to start being a little argumentative with some "Am I the asshole"?
Yeah,
Is that what you're
absolutely.
trying to lead into?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've read
Yeah.
this one thoroughly, so I'm just going to be the moderator, okay? The title is Am I the Asshole for Refusing to Speak to My Parents Because They Have Not Learned Sign Language Yet?
Oh, I need to rehear this title.
Am I the asshole for refusing to speak to my parents because they have not learned sign language yet?
No.
No.
I'm gonna.
Oh, no,
Okay, I
Greg.
guess I'll say yes.
They are the asshole for not learning sign language?
I guess so. Yep.
Well, you were asking if this guy's the asshole, right?
Yeah, am I the asshole for refusing to speak to my parents because
Right.
they have not learned sign language yet?
So I don't think he's an asshole for not talking to his parents. Yeah.
Very well. All right, so we'll kick it off with I am autistic. And my sister Anne is deaf. Anne is technically my stepsister, but our parents have been married since we were both 9. I met Anne through the ASL Club, which is American Sign Language Club at school. I started going because my autism makes it hard for me to speak sometimes. I will go mute when overwhelmed. Sign made it possible for me to communicate with others. Anne and I are both 16 now. Our parents have not made any effort to learn more than the most important signs. We have tried to sit down and show them more, and they simply know things just like pain, thirsty, sleep, and sick. Anne has cried to me about her dad never having a full conversation with her. Other people in their family have put in effort to learn sign language, but mom and dad just don't. They text us, and I can tell them whatever Anne needs, but when it comes down to it, Anne can't have that conversation with her parents. Anne and I decided we were no longer going to talk around mom and dad. I haven't spoken a word to them in weeks now. We will meet new people. When we meet new people, I don't talk if they're with our parents. And the only time I've spoken is for emergencies, and I will also text and sign, but I will not talk to them. Recently, our neighbors came to visit and asked if we were both deaf. I pretended like I couldn't hear. Mom looked embarrassed and said I was a mute, and Anne was deaf. The neighbors said it was nice to see a bilingual family when I started signing something to my mom. Mr. Smith asked what I was saying, the neighbor. Mom ended up saying she didn't know, and the visit was short. I got in trouble for lying, and I still refuse to talk. I wrote out that either they need to start learning how to sign or I will never speak to them. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
Definitely not. You know
Who's
what? That's
who's
I,
guys?
good.
Who's the parents here? Since when does the child tell the parent what they need to learn? No, 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 no. It seems like she's communicating with them just fine already. Why do they need another form of communication?
because they have a deaf child. That's why.
Who
You have to
cares?
take the
The child adapted
Who cares?
already.
No, the kid wants to actually have a conversation, an actual conversation with their parent. That means a lot more to her than just texting back and forth. You ever had your mother or father say, hey, can you call me once in a while? I'm tired of getting all these text messages. This daughter is just asking for some real communication from her parents who just want to take the easy road out. It's fucked up. I can't believe these parents just
How
refuse to
progressive.
learn a little bit. Apparently, you aren't enough.
I'd be damned having a kid telling me I need to learn something.
You would, Mr. Progressive. You would be like, yes, whatever you say, son or daughter.
Nope.
I'll do whatever you want, whatever makes you the most comfortable.
But do you think I'm gonna get on the ground and start like getting the meow pitching right so I can communicate with my cats? No, it just doesn't happen.
Oh, yeah, you do, because you find out what your cats respond to the best. If they aren't a and they like to hear kitty, 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 you're going to say fucking kitty, kitty, kitty. All right? You care about your cats just as much as a parent should care about their kid. You are going to find out what they like, you know what they need.
There's a way that you could talk to Kurama. You would. You would bow down and do anything you could and bend your back for him.
They have a cat sign language, and if you got to learn it, you could talk to your cat. You'd be on that ass as hell.
Greg, you gotta come in with a big one because I was about to start dogpiling you too, just because like you're so in the wrong.
I have to be.
All right, Greg, we're gonna.
I didn't
want
wanna
to
be here.
To you. You got 30 seconds to defend your position.
You might as well make it 3 because I don't know.
Oh shit.
I said my piece.
Very well. I mean, you know, what if the parents are autistic or have some kind of developmental issue that they can't learn sign language?
You
It
can't
came from
insert
somewhere,
commas.
right?
The sibling would have said that.
It came from
Well, let's call it what it is. I mean, what?
Oh Jesus Christ!
Fuck.
Greg is going to be a great parent one day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your kid's gonna have autism and be like, well, it didn't come from me.
Greg's like, no, it did come from me.
Joke's on me.
Oh,
That's why I don't want kids.
Don't even want to take a chance. Not that bad. You'll be all right. I got a good one.
All right. Well, I hope Nate, you enjoyed that, and it sounds like OP is not the asshole. Their parents need to learn how to speak sign language. Quit being a dick to her stepsister.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Do you not have any more, John?
No, just one for today. One
for today.
One
I
am
like
the
it.
asshole. Yep.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I kind of like to get a little bit more balanced ones, but it's kind of hard to find that. Usually, like, when I read it, I'm pretty opinionated, like, no, you're good, or no, you are the asshole. But this one, I could see an argument both ways.
I did want to be calling him an asshole as soon as I heard the whole thing,
Yeah.
but I was stuck. So
Yep. Fair enough. All right. Well, we do have a couple video games coming out. Some video games news. Are we ready for that?
Yeah.
yeah, what do you got?
All right. We got some releases. So it looks like we have Overwatch 2 coming out for PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, Xbox, and Switch on October 4th.
I'm good.
Fair enough. Yeah, I played a little bit of Overwatch, but I can't get into these battle royale games. But I know a lot of our listeners are into it, so you know, Overwatch 2. Look for it. Got 2 days till release. As far as some spooky games for October, we have Deathverse Let It Die being released on PC exclusive. October 5th, the players will participate in a violent survival TV show. called Death Jamboree. As a contestant, it's an inhumane program in which 16 participants must murder each other and try to survive in a uninhabited desert island that grows increasingly populated by a curious element of lithium. Only those who can truly entertain and capture the hearts of the crowd can claim fame and glory.
Hmm.
So it looks like a kind of like a
Sounds
death.
different.
Yeah, kind of like a Dead by Daylight slash um, like first person shooter type of hybrid there. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see how people receive that game.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any like trailers or previews of it yet. I'd imagine you said it's coming out this October.
Oh yeah, they got trailers out. It does
Right,
look good.
gameplay.
Yep, it looks good.
Okay.
It's a pretty. It kind of has like a post-apocalyptic feel to it. So
Right.
it's pretty cool for that. Um, then October 6th, we have Triple Take coming out for the PC. It's a 2D precision platformer, kind of like games like Super Meat Boy. And basically, uh, the way it stands out from most of those games is it has a pretty sweet techno 8-bit soundtrack that comes along with the game and plays in the background. But yeah, basically, it's one of those games where you have to jump perfect and you get to restart levels super quick. So it's just that's kind of the precision platformer genre.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
Entertaining. Is it? What's the consoles it's on?
that is just PC, just PC triple take.
Just PC.
Yep.
Because we're out of luck.
Yep. The Switch on October 7th is getting No Man's Sky finally. So
How
Nice.
long's that been out?
it's been out for a while. What? Probably 4 years ish.
I'm curious to see how it runs because I don't think it's going to run very well.
That's the problem with the Switch is a lot of games don't run great on it, and they have to work really hard to get anything to port over to the Switch just because its hardware is a little bit lacking.
But they don't just dumb down the graphics for the Switch.
They do, but when like in programming games, there's so much extra that goes into like the different platforms that it is a decent amount of work for them to port it over to the Switch, especially with the technical differences. But yeah, that's essentially what they do is they scale down some of the graphics and figure out where they can afford to drop frames and that type of thing. No More Heroes coming out for the PC. This game I'd talked about probably about a year ago now. And yeah, that's finally getting a PC release. And then later in the month, we are looking at that coming out for all the other gaming systems. So it's been a Switch exclusive for about a year now, and that's coming over to PC. So I'm looking forward to that. As far as More Heroes goes, if anyone knows about Kotaku, you may have feelings about them. Their review is No More Heroes 3 is openly hostile to new players. So that's a ringing endorsement from Kotaku. They did say it was a good game, but their criticism of the game is that it's very episodic. So you can't just jump in and know the story. They don't give you a good recap. They could have just told the fix to their viewers, though. Like, go on YouTube and watch the events of the first and second game. Then you can just jump in the third game and get to play a really good game.
Does that make it hostile? Really? Or I thought when they say new players, I thought maybe like they would not be good at it starting out.
Well,
like,
they have to have a tagline, so they say hostile to new players, I guess. The gameplay it seems like it's a difficult game, but I'm looking forward to getting it for PC. I was thinking about getting it for Switch, but just never got around to it. So, one game I found out about called Time Melters coming out October 12th. That is another PC. Sorry, guys. But its tagline is strategy, witches, and time travel. Featuring both a single and a co-op campaign and designed by a small indie team of 3 people, Time Melters is a strategy adventure featuring a unique game mechanic which allows the player to go back in time and fight alongside themselves. So the way it looks like they do this is they run the same scenario a couple different times, and your character goes back in time each time, and so you're fighting and killing bad guys from different perspectives, and then
Oh,
everything happens at once. So like if you run in, kill somebody, time resets. You have that kind of ghost copy, like in racing games, goes over, kills that same person every time, and then you go out and you kill somebody else. That copy is always going to go out and kill somebody else. So then you get your other time skip and you go out and you grab an objective or something like that. So that's kind of how the gameplay goes. It might be repetitive, not sure. It sounds like a pretty interesting concept, though. I might end up giving that a try.
Yeah, just from like what you said about it, it kind of like just like is like trying to do a game but with extra steps. Like instead of just doing it this one time where you could do like 3 levels, you have to do it 3 times the same level, and then you just end up getting the same thing over. Maybe it's a little more complex when the game's actually going on, but I don't know. I'd actually have to see it.
It's definitely a little bit of an interesting gimmick. Definitely gimmicky for sure. But
It's an indie game, so you know it's gonna be unique. It's just maybe you just have to play it to actually like it.
yeah, yep. I think that's going to be the case, and I'm going to look up previews up here after the show just to see if this is something I might consider picking up. Uh, for Xbox, PlayStation Series X, PlayStation 4, Xbox, and Switch, October 12th, War Pips is the ultimate quick to learn and amazingly deep tug of war strategy game. Deploy the right composition of soldiers, tanks, and helicopters and planes in this tight, streamlined, strategy-focused war game. It's kind of one of those games where you send units across a line to take out the buildings of the other group, and they do the same, and your units fight along in the middle there. I'm kind of a fan of those games. I played a mobile game for a little bit that was similar to that. Um, I think this game might be worth picking up. I'm probably gonna wait though for a couple years to see it drop in price. It seems like a game that's worth like $7 or $8 for me to pick up, and not one that I want to pick up for any higher than that.
mm-hmm.
So those are the big releases. Reminders: we have Triangle Strategy October 13th, Dragon Ball: The Breakers on the 14th, No More Heroes again for the rest of the gaming systems on the 14th. We have Marvel Snap on the 18th, Persona 5 Royale, which we'll talk a little bit more about that coming October 21st. And then finally, for more casual gamers, Torchlight Infinite, which is kind of like a over-the-top strategy RPG game, is going to be announced this month on what day it's coming out, but it should be releasing this month. Torchlight Infinite.
Yeah, I think the biggest ones for me is gonna be Breakers and Snap. To be honest with you, I mean Breakers I have to actually sit down and play, unlike what I've been doing with the betas that you guys got to do, and then Snap's an easy one on the phone. So I'll be trying to jam those a little bit.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more about the games. I'm definitely picking up the Breakers. We're gonna play that on our Discord server.
So much.
Yeah.
I'm bothered that is not a cross-platform. That really bothers me.
That
I
it is
know,
bothersome. They really could have made that a cross-platform game.
It has to be a complaint. Like they'll surprise us. Who knows?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
Tyler,
think it'll really hurt the game if they don't.
you're on Xbox, right, Tyler?
I am.
All right, so it's just gonna be me and you, and Greg and John can play their own games.
Yeah, Tiffany will be with us too when she gets her Steam Deck.
Well,
Yeah, good for her.
If Greg is willing to blow off the dust on his PlayStation, he could get Breakers on there.
I'm not playing on 2 accounts.
You
No.
bit.
How
How
does it work with the Steam Deck? Like, is it like one Steam account? Like, if you bought the game on Steam, you can have it on both? All right, that's convenient.
Yep.
Having to buy the same game twice is bad.
It's not great.
Very.
Not great for sure.
Nope.
Steam
So-
makes that easy.
It was confirmed that the Mega Man Network Battle Collection that's coming out a couple days before my birthday in January will have online.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Like,
How do you play Mega Man online? Just like co-op?
no, you can play against each other.
Ooh, a little shooter action, huh? All right.
No,
No.
not shooter.
Now the way I'm
Uh,
imagining this, Greg, is you're
The
playing
Battle
the little
Network was
miracle.
the 9-on-9 grid, and
Yeah.
you
Okay.
download chips and you move around the map, and certain ones go in a straight line. The swords go like not diagonal, but vertical.
Vertical.
Okay, so it's
So-
not a PvP action platformer.
No,
All right.
Yeah, I figured it'd be like a side scroller
It-
where you guys are shooting at each other.
it's more or less a strategy game.
Okay.
I
So
could,
I'm excited for
I
that.
could see that being a fun concept for a game though. When those side
Well, they had
scroller
it-
beat 'em ups.
They had it before, but it was with the Game Boy Advance, so you needed, well, and the DS, but with the Game Boy Advance, you needed that link cable, and but you were able to ever since then. But this is
Hey?
going to be the
Right.
first time where you can actually go online and find someone. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So with that, can like the Mega Man's like get their transformations like in all the other games?
Yep.
Like all of them, or
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to have like online battles for each of the games.
Yeah.
That seems silly to me. I'd rather just have one, but I don't know.
yeah, 'cause there was a couple of like transformations in the games that were like fan favorites of mine. So just
Oh.
wondering if there's gonna be transformations.
Yeah, him and Proto Man,
Oh yeah,
easy.
yeah. I might have to look that up now.
You
I'm
should.
curious.
I think it's going to Xbox and stuff. I don't know if it's cross-platform.
I mean, like, is it really going to need to, like, it might be fun to play with your friends, but it's not, like, making it more fun, like it
Yeah.
would with, like, a Dead by Daylight, you know? But,
Does anybody know when the new X-Men 87's coming out or 97's coming out?
the one that's supposed to be on Disney?
Yeah.
Disney Plus?
Yep.
No.
I was trying to find it. I
You're not able to,
couldn't find the release date.
no?
I'm super.
I mean,
Good.
no, I was just saying, like, I remember it was just on their timeline. I don't know if they actually had a month or a year even on it.
What I think I want to do is, depending on the release schedule, I kind of want to do like a Discord like watch party for X-Men 87 on Saturday mornings. Would anybody be interested
Okay.
in that? Like, brings back the old Saturday morning cartoon feel.
Yeah. I mean, are you going to do it episodic, or are you going to have it just 2 episodes? Like, you have a plan made out here? Or?
No. All raw ideas at this point. But I guess what I'm thinking is, depending on the release schedule, like if they release them one episode at a time, then every Saturday, the following Saturday, watch in on Discord with everybody, and
Yeah.
whoever wants to
that-
join or be involved in that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What's that?
Going back to the last topic about Mega Man, I was looking up the platforms. It's on Switch, PlayStation 4, and PC.
Oh, what the? That's bullshit.
They skipped me. They skipped me.
They skipped me. He says.
Ooh,
I didn't want to play your game anyways.
Just, I guess I'm taking Erica's Switch.
that sucks to suck.
This episode of
Yeah, I
Keystone
guess I
Hobbies
do have a
is
Switch. Damn
sponsored
it.
by the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Christmas
Forge
comes
needs to
up.
buy it.
You can get one for me.
I'm going to be really generous with you guys this money.
Right. But John, like I work on Saturdays, so I wouldn't be as into it because I couldn't even if I could pull it off at work, I wouldn't be able to listen to it. But I'm sure anyone else that does have off Saturdays watch parties would be cool. But
Yeah, I
that's a
think
cool idea. I like it.
we might be able to get something like that set up. Or even watch parties for the original animated series, if anybody would be interested in that. So
Yeah.
let us know in the Discord if everybody wants to get down with something like that.
And speaking of X-Men, have we even talked about Deadpool 3?
Nope.
We have not talked about it yet.
I can't wait.
Absolutely.
What's your expectations for this? What do you want out of this movie?
I want
Complete
Hugh
chaos.
Jackman and Deadpool to fight. That's all I want. I want to see that happen. I've heard Comics Explained talk about Deadpool killing the Fox first, which I like that theory.
That's a cool one. Yeah, just eliminate them all, wipe them out from existence. That way, you can start the new X-Men. Or is this going to be like his universe just won't have X-Men in it?
Well, no,
At all.
everybody's coming over to the Marvel universe. They might do a new version of the X-Men. So, hey, Deadpool might be open range on superheroes in the Foxverse.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, Deadpool versus Foxverse. It is pretty good. There was one that someone threw out that Deadpool ends up wanting to have Wolverine in his movie because, well, it gets kind of shoddy after I explain the second part. But he has to go find Hugh Jackman and make him into Wolverine during the whole movie with like goofy antics throughout the whole thing. Literally taking Hugh Jackman, making him adamantium skeleton, all that. Just that way he can have Wolverine in his movie.
Oh, I can see that.
But the problem is that it's an older movie, so we can spoil that at the end of Logan, Deadpool finds the gravesite of Logan, and he has a little piece of paper in front of him that has like Deadpool plus Wolverine equals big money, and like he has like a serum that's supposed to bring him back to life, but he stops, and then it shows for Deadpool 2, which obviously had Cable instead of Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have a theory about that. At the end of Deadpool 2, they have a time machine. I wonder if he uses that to go back to save Logan.
Could happen.
True, but I think Logan's timeline is much later than what we are in.
That's true. Old
Like-
Man Logan. I think that's supposed to be in like in the 2030s or something like that.
I think I think it's
super late.
still later than what like even after Endgame's time skip of 5 years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Yeah. And I know like a lot of people want the retribution for the Wade Wilson Logan fight that they had in one of the X-Men back when he had like the no mouth and he was made into a completely like weapon X1 or whatever.
It's a miracle that Wolverine got a second movie for Old Man Logan because that first Wolverine exclusive movie was so bad. X-Men
Origins?
X-Men Origins Wolverine was so bad.
Well, he had 3 movies. He had X-Men Origin, then The Wolverine, and then Logan.
Yeah.
That's true.
And The Wolverine was a good movie. I don't know if it's like top tier or anything, but I enjoyed watching it back when it came out.
I actually enjoyed both of them. I liked the guy who played Victor in the Origins movie versus because he's Sabretooth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I liked the guy who played him more than the first X-Men movie who played Sabretooth. I think he did a good job displaying Sabretooth's actions.
I think the newer Sabretooth they used was a better acted a better actor playing that role. I think the original Sabretooth might be a little bit more comic accurate because he's not supposed to be like that sympathetic or even that intelligent of a character, but and he's pretty vicious. I would have liked to see a little bit more blood in the first movie.
I think the thing is with that one is because there was definitely a time gap from X-Men Origins until the first X-Men movie. So I think maybe Victor was off in the woods for the whole time, and that's where he devolved into his Sabretooth.
Maybe. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be a good.
I'm currently halfway through Logan with Tiffany.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen it before. She hasn't.
Before?
She hasn't, no.
Oh, okay. No, I think it's a good one.
No, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So, for this new one, do you think that they should bring in the John, especially maybe you have an opinion? Do you think they should bring in the yellow and blue suit?
I think they are. I think they are.
I'm impartial. I would love it, but
I mean, Wolverine's been
if they can
dressed
find
several different ways, so
if they can find a way to make it look good, then yeah, by all means.
I want the suit, but I want Hugh Jackman to be so pissed off that he has to wear it.
Oh right.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like
I
Hugh
think
Jackman
they've
gets his
made
clothes shredded or something, and Deadpool's like, "Well, this is all I have in your size."
Like,
I
I'm
feel
not
like they
wearing
made a similar suit before.
They,
Did they do that with the old X-Men?
I think they made a joke of his old costume in one of the movies, and they
Maybe.
might have showed like a yellow suit, and he's like, "No, I'm not wearing that," or something like that.
Right. It was like sitting up like on the wall. He's like, I'm not wearing that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
yeah.
in my tank top. What do you mean?
If they did a thing where Deadpool goes back in time, grabs that suit, like after they
Oh.
leave the room, comes back in time, it's like, "Yeah, I found this for you." That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much they can do. I mean, just the way Deadpool works, they can pretty much pull from anywhere and just make it work if they write it right.
We all have wives that all have one thing in common, and that
They
is,
have husbands?
well, that's true. Yeah, they all have husbands. They all are Baby Grogu, I think it's called, or Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
I'm familiar.
January
Uh-huh.
2023. Baby Yoda Tamagotchi is coming out.
Better
I'm
start
scared
working
that I have
OT,
to-
Taylor.
It's only a Tamagotchi. It's one Tamagotchi. I think I can handle one small. Are they still 8-bit? Like little.
Oh yeah,
Or
it's
they
it's,
fucking get
it's
full
the
blown
same
pictures
style,
now.
everything.
You have
It's-
to feed him, play with him.
Yep.
Battle with him.
He's
Oh,
gonna
boy.
die.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm advanced at this point. I've been playing Tamagotchi for about 6-7 years, so
God.
It's almost like a lifestyle for you.
yeah.
Playing Tamagotchi.
Got the sickest game of Tamagotchi with this insulin pump. If I don't feed it, I die. Good stuff. But yeah,
Sometimes you live the game.
Yeah, you're living Tamagotchi life. So, can anyone explain to me? I know we were talking about movies. This movie isn't going to come out till 2024, but does anyone know about Madam Spider?
yeah,
Oh,
a little bit.
Ooh, Madame.
I'm gonna leave this.
Madame.
I'm gonna leave this to
Sorry.
Greg.
So, and I'm not asking
Oh, go on,
about the
Taylor.
movie so much as learning about the character. Do you know anything about? Like, I read a little bit about her because I heard this article, and they're talking about what the movie might have. Can you give a little bit of a background on her?
Mm-mm.
Or no?
Where's yours, buddy? I don't know much.
Oh,
You don't know much about her?
No.
Oh, you
I don't
thought the
know
Spider-Man
everything
guy would
about
know
the
about her?
Spider-Verse.
Madam Web. I
Madam
remember.
Web.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I remember from the cartoons, which was voiced by Stan Lee's wife in the cartoons.
Oh, cool.
Yep. But basically, she gets together. I think she gets together different Spider-Man to fight together against a larger threat, and that's kind of her thing. Is she recruits different Spider-Mans to fight together. She's not necessarily a good person, but she's not necessarily a bad person either. So, it's probably going to lead to a pretty sweet crossover event. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's about all I have for it, though.
So what I read is that there was a photo of the film shoot, like the scene, and they are talking about a symbol that was in the photo that was the blue and the red of Spider-Man. The reason why they think it's weird is because the idea is that Madam Web is going to be in the Sony's Spider-Man universe. And I think they believe that because of the events that we had from the last Spider-Man movie, there shouldn't be a Spider-Man. Spider-Man doesn't exist. No one knows what Spider-Man is, right? Or do they just not know who Spider-Man is?
Well, it all depends. So, in the comics, and this is a different character, the Hulk is actually not affected by the magic. So, Hulk still knows who Peter Parker is.
Okay.
And that actually could be tied into other things, too. So, maybe Madam Web also has some sort of shielding ability from magic.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't the wish specifically that nobody knew who Peter Parker was?
Right.
So Spider-Man's still a known character technically, I'd think.
Right. And because they're trying to lead into that they believe the plot is, or they've heard rumors about the plot, that Madam Web is busy protecting Peter Parker's mom, a pregnant Peter Parker's mom. And in the article they read that, like, obviously she failed because there's no Spider-Man in that universe. I'm like, what are they getting? I don't know if I missed something from the Spider-Man movie. But I could like try to pull up the article later and I'll post it in the Discord. But when I read it, because I had to read it a couple of times to read through it, it's like on CBR. And I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
So,
but yeah,
there's technically no Spider-Man in the like Venomverse and that universe.
right.
So
Maybe it is more of the Venom Sony then, rather than the Sony Spider-Man.
yeah, maybe we'll get to see more Morbius action then.
No, please no.
Yeah, because they're talking about how they mentioned about how Morbius was such a great movie. But I guess like Sony's is I want to say Andrew Garfield, right? Am I right?
Technically,
Yeah.
technically they're all
it's
kind
not
of
Tom Holland.
Yeah,
Technically.
technically, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. He didn't die, so I don't know how he's not in the universe anymore. But
So
that's something I'm gonna be looking.
they're in separate universes within Sony. So
Yeah,
it's a little strange how they do all that.
yeah, just the way that these copyright deals and IP deals are going. It's a little lost in the sauce.
Yeah, what happens with that and why they have all that is because Marvel was going bad business in the 90s. So they started selling movie rights to like obscure characters and stuff. They sold to Fox, they sold like the rights to Spider-Man and all of the characters introduced in the Spider-Man comics. That's why they can't do like Null and stuff like that in the Marvel universe. And they also there's a lot of weird stuff with the Fantastic Four as well. That's why we always get a really crappy Fantastic Four movie every 10 years because they're required to keep the rights to the Fantastic Four to create a movie and release it, even if it's not that good. So they usually go bare bones budget and push it out there to a couple theaters just so that they can hold that IP until, hey, at some point the Marvel Universe is going to want to use more of the Fantastic Four, which we already got a sneak peek of that with the Multiverse of Madness. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like it's a matter of whenever the money's right for the holders, right? They're gonna be like, all right, either you're gonna give us a cut of it, or we're gonna sell it to you outright. Marvel's got a big enough budget; they're Disney now, so
Yep.
I mean, they've been holding on to that IP for about 30 years. I'm sure they want the money of what Marvel can do, but they can't do it themselves. So we'll see. I'd like to see a new take on Galactus. That'd be really nice.
Yeah. And Silver Surfer.
I didn't mind the Silver Surfer as much in that movie, but Galactus was really bad. It was.
Yeah, there's a lot they can do, and there's a lot of stories to pull from. I think that's why the comic movie era, show era, isn't going to end anytime soon. There's so much to pull from, you know.
There's tons of plot lines. It's all about keeping people engaged and involved. I think they're trying to do that, releasing these movies like She-Hulk and what's the Miss Marvel. I think that's their attempt to do that and keep a newer audience engaged. And the Young Avengers, I'm sure, are coming out in the near future. So
yeah,
that's going to be another feather in that hat. So
yeah, that's probably their best bet is just to try and it's probably the best strategy just to even if things like Miss Marvel and She-Hulk doesn't keep the regular Marvel movie watchers in, people will end up getting attached to the characters because they like the characters, the people that maybe weren't watching Marvel before, and then they'll end up watching the big movie because they know their character they like is in the movie. So I just don't know. It's their strategy. It's whatever. I'm not going to watch the show if I don't like it. It's just easy as that. A good show's a good show, and it's not a good show to me. And everyone has their own opinion. So
that's fair. Yeah, you're not a Marvel shill where you'll just you listen to every every property or every movie that comes out for Marvel. But Greg and I will be over here, can't hearing you over us listening, watching She-Hulk, and we still aren't sure why we're continuing to.
So it was reported, I don't know, well, obviously as a rumor, but Marvel apparently wants Harrison Ford to play Red Hulk.
I would be okay with that.
Excuse my ignorance again. I know the name. Can you tell me what he also plays so I can picture him in a movie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a good actor.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, I do know his name. I can't picture him in anything.
He's
like,
the
Yeah. I don't have a computer in front of me. Someone else does.
You haven't seen Star Wars?
Yeah, I've seen Star Wars.
He's fucking Han Solo.
that, yeah.
That's years ago.
He's
You
also
didn't do
Indiana
it
Jones.
He's in the new one.
Wait, okay, whoa, pause. He's Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
He's also Indiana Jones.
Something from the past decade, please.
But he was also in the newest.
Hey, they did that
newest,
Crystal Skull movie.
Yeah, that might have been 2009. I'll give you that.
He was in the newest trilogy.
He was in the new trilogy that came out, the 9th, 8th, and 7th movie.
Yeah, he was in The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's an old man. Leave him alone. Yeah.
He's supposed to be an old man. The commander is actually an older gentleman.
He doesn't want to work all these jobs, okay? He's got his money.
Is the Red Hulk supposed to be an old man?
Yeah, the commander here, it's kind of like an older gentleman.
Oh, okay. You're saying the commander, as in like the Red Hulk, is the commander. Okay, I didn't know that. That's a cool rumor, I guess. I mean, I don't know how reputable of a source the rumor came from, but everyone always has their own cast they want to do for characters. Like, oh, this person would play it really well. They look the part, whatever.
So here's something funny. Google Stadia went under. They're closing their servers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Players are so upset that they review bombed the Game Pass from Microsoft.
Oh my god.
Straight retaliation. Nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
The internet wins again.
Hey, if fandoms could get them to fix the Sonic movie, they'll fix this blunder too.
And the Little Mermaid movie.
Look,
they're not going to fix that.
That's
There's nothing to fix, Greg. It's perfect. So wait, they review bombed Game Pass?
What's that?
Like they review bomb the Game Pass system, or Game Pass isn't like it's an app. Because I have Xbox. I thought Game Pass is like the subscription service, right?
No, Game Pass is like cloud gaming.
So
like you can play any game on the Xbox Game Pass on your phone, on your Xbox. It's like having a subscription to play newer games.
Yeah.
To maybe test them out at the price of $10 a month to play any number of these games. Try it a little bit before they go off the Game Pass, and then you can make a decision on if you want to buy it.
Game Pass isn't like you have access to a library of games. It's more of you get the trials, to get to try out games and test them.
No, they do have a library. They add old games, like current games, new games. Like, I think Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Watch Dogs, the newest one, they came out around the same time, and I played both of them on the Game Pass when they were pretty recent.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think it's funny. I just don't think it does anything to him. I think it's just more of a funny meme. If I could give it 0, I would.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.